Welcome, dear listener, to a quiet journey, a gentle exploration into the fabric of what we see and what we cannot. As the day begins to fade and the world outside softens into twilight, allow your mind to drift and your body to relax. Tonight we will contemplate a fascinating idea, one that has enchanted human imagination for centuries: the power of invisibility. It's a concept that dances through our dreams and whispers through our stories, conjuring images of secret adventures and unseen passages. But as with so many captivating notions, when we hold it up to the gentle light of scientific inquiry, a different, perhaps even more intriguing, picture begins to emerge. A picture that invites us to unwind and consider the quiet complexities of our own presence in the world. From the pages of classic literature, like H.G. Wells's evocative The Invisible Man, to the silver screens that have brought these fantasies to life, the idea of simply vanishing from sight has always held a powerful allure. Imagine for a moment the quiet thrill of being unseen, of moving through the world without a trace. It's a power that many of us, at some point, have idly wished for, perhaps to slip into places we shouldn't be, or simply to observe the world from a place of serene, unburdened detachment. Yet, the true scientific reality of such an ability, when considered with a calm and contemplative mind, suggests that invisibility might be a gift we would ultimately choose not to embrace. Let us gently unravel this mystery together, allowing each quiet revelation to guide us deeper into a state of serene relaxation. First, let us softly ponder what invisibility truly means, not in the realm of magic, but through the gentle lens of science. Everything we perceive with our eyes, everything that makes up the vibrant tapestry of our visual world, does so because it interacts with light. Light itself is composed of tiny fundamental particles called photons, silent, swift messengers that constantly travel across the universe. These photons journey through space, some emitted directly from sources like the sun or a lamp, others bouncing softly off the surfaces of objects around us. When these gentle photons finally reach our eyes, they deliver a wealth of subtle information to our brains, details about their frequency, which gives us color, and their phase, which informs us about shape and texture. It is this ceaseless, silent dance of photons that allows us to perceive the world in all its intricate beauty. So, to become invisible, to truly vanish from sight, one would have to profoundly alter this delicate interaction with light. Your power, whether it sprang from an ancient spell or a marvel of future technology, would need to redirect these photons. Imagine them as tiny, obedient streams of light. They would need to either flow smoothly around you, bending away from your form as a quiet river curves around a stone, ensuring that none ever truly touch your surface or reflect from it to enter another's eyes. Or perhaps they would need to pass directly through you, as if your very being had become as transparent and ethereal as a gentle wisp of mist. A third, more complex notion involves projecting the scene behind you onto your front, creating an illusion of emptiness where you stand, a kind of shimmering, silent camouflage. But for our quiet contemplation tonight, we will focus on the more classic, fundamental idea of simply disappearing. And here, dear listener, is where our first quiet challenge gently presents itself. The most intuitive way to achieve invisibility, to reroute those photons around your physical form, brings with it a profound and unexpected consequence. If photons are truly bending around you, if none are touching your skin or clothes and then reflecting into another's gaze, then by the same serene logic, no photons would be able to enter your own eyes either. Your eyes, themselves a part of your body, would also be bypassed by these silent streams of light. And if no photons enter your eyes to be processed by your brain, the world would dissolve into an endless quiet darkness. You would be utterly blind. Imagine for a moment The profound stillness of such a state, invisible to others, yes, but equally profoundly invisible to yourself, and to the vibrant, illuminated world around you. To gain the power of vanishing, you would lose the gift of sight. Of course, the mind, ever resourceful, might seek a quiet solution to this predicament. However peculiar it may be, the human eye, a marvel of nature, is an exquisitely sensitive instrument, capable of detecting even the faint whisper of a single photon, though perceiving a full image requires the gentle arrival of many, many photons. The raw sensitivity is remarkable. So one might ponder, what if your unique power allowed a select stream of photons, a special cascade, to enter your eyes alone, granting you vision while the rest of your form remained unseen? But then, dear friend, the beautiful irony unveils itself. If a sufficient number of photons were rerouted into your eyes for you to truly see, those photons would, by their very nature, illuminate your eyes. They would glimmer, they would shine, appearing as two disembodied orbs, floating silently in the air. Imagine the quiet spectacle, an invisible body, moving through space, preceded or followed by a pair of softly glowing detached eyes. It's an image that, while perhaps intriguing in a fantastical tale, would be far from the seamless, complete invisibility we often dream of. These visible beacons would betray your presence instantly, a gentle, yet undeniable, marker in the stillness of your invisibility. Even if we were to set aside the quiet dilemma of sight, even if you could somehow navigate the world as a phantom presence, either blind or with those peculiar floating eyes, another gentle whisper of reality would temper the dream of invisibility. True invisibility, a perfect vanishing act, would prove to be surprisingly elusive. Imagine that your power creates an invisible field, a subtle shimmer just at the surface of your skin, guiding photons around you. This field, to be effective, would need to be incredibly precise, clinging to your form. For if it were to encompass a larger volume of space around you, the subtle distortion of light at the edges of this larger field would create an unusual ripple, a strange, silent effect that would hint at your hidden presence. A telltale blur in the air, perhaps, a quiet shiver in the visual landscape, giving away your secret. So for effective invisibility, the field would need to be right at your skin, intimately wrapped around your form. But consider then the silent, omnipresent interactions of the world. Imagine a gentle rain beginning to fall, each delicate drop a tiny glistening sphere. If these drops were to touch your invisible form, they would not become invisible with you. Instead, they would cling, momentarily outlining your shape in a shimmering, ephemeral cloak of water. The same too for a soft snowfall, each flake a delicate star, revealing your contours, or the countless motes of dust that perpetually dance in the air, settling softly, silently upon any surface. You would leave a transient, yet undeniable, impression on the very elements around you, a quiet testament to your presence, however unseen your form. To move without leaving a trace, you would have to avoid every falling drop, every floating particle, a task of immense quiet difficulty. And then, dear listener, comes the quiet realization that for this classical invisibility to be truly effective, you would have to be utterly unburdened by anything external. Your clothes, your possessions, the very fabric that defines your human form, would not share your invisible state unless your power extended to them, which would only exacerbate the problem of a larger, distorting field. So, to be truly invisible, to leave no trace, you would have to be naked. Imagine the sensation, the cool brush of air against your skin, the quiet vulnerability of moving through the world unclothed, exposed to the elements. It would be a solitary, chilling experience, a constant whisper of discomfort beneath the silent cloak of your disappearing act. You would be cold, exposed, and perpetually on guard against the innocent touch of a raindrop or a speck of dust, each a silent witness to your hidden form. But even if you managed to navigate these quiet challenges, even if you accepted the potential blindness or the floating eyes, the need to shed all worldly possessions, and the quiet exposure to the elements, another fundamental aspect of your being would silently betray your presence. Every second as you lie there, gently breathing, your body, like all living things, is continuously radiating a subtle warmth. We shed approximately 100 joules of heat energy into the universe every single second, a quiet, invisible glow emanating in all directions. This warmth is a form of light, not the visible light our eyes perceive, but infrared light, sitting just beyond the red end of the spectrum. To understand this, consider the quiet image of something growing red hot. When an object is heated to an extreme degree, its invisible infrared radiation becomes so intense that its wavelengths shorten, pushing them into the visible spectrum, first as a dull red glow, then orange, then yellow, and eventually white. It is all part of the same electromagnetic tapestry, a continuous spectrum of silent energy. So even if your power perfectly concealed you from visible light, making you a phantom in the ordinary sense, your body would still be a beacon of infrared energy. In our modern world, the technology to detect this silent warmth is widely available and incredibly sensitive. Thermal cameras, once the stuff of science fiction, are now common security measures found in homes, banks, and surveillance systems. They see not in colors or shapes as we do, but in the subtle gradients of heat, painting the world in silent reds, oranges, and blues based on temperature differences. Anyone with such a device, a simple thermal camera, would perceive your invisible form as a clear, distinct outline of warmth, moving softly through the cooler air. You would be just as visible to them as if you were standing there fully revealed, a silent heat signature against the cool backdrop of your surroundings. The dream of sneaking undetected would be quietly shattered by the very warmth of your own being. Yet, perhaps the most profound and quietly unsettling challenge to the dream of invisibility lies not in the outside world, but within the very essence of your own being, within the intricate, delicate workings of your brain. To gently illustrate this, I invite you to a small, quiet experiment, one that we can do together as you relax. If you feel comfortable, gently close your eyes for a moment, letting the world soften into darkness. Now, without opening your eyes, slowly extend one of your arms straight out in front of you. Then gently extend your pointer finger on that hand. And now, with the quiet confidence that your body knows itself, slowly bring the tip of that extended finger to touch the tip of your nose. Take your time, letting the movement be smooth and unhurried. Now you can gently open your eyes. Most likely you found your mark with remarkable ease, perhaps within a small fraction of an inch, without needing any visual input. How is it, we might softly ask, that we possess this quiet, innate ability to position our limbs so precisely in space, even when we cannot see them? The answer lies in a remarkable and often unsung sense, one that is fundamental to our every movement, yet rarely consciously acknowledged: proprioception. It is our body's silent movement sense, our internal map, our quiet awareness of where our limbs are in space, relative to one another, and to the rest of our body, even in the deepest darkness. Without this profound internal GPS, our lives would be filled with constant, disorienting struggle. Imagine trying to drive a car without sensing the position of your feet on the pedals, or typing on a keyboard without any awareness of your fingers, or even simply walking without watching your feet with every single step. Such fundamental actions, which we perform with effortless grace, rely entirely on this quiet internal feedback loop. Even dancing, that beautiful expression of movement, would be utterly impossible without this silent knowing. Proprioception is a symphony of silent information, constantly streaming to your brain, your inner ear. That quiet, hidden marvel whispers to your brain about your body's orientation and subtle movements through space. Your muscles and ligaments, those strong, silent partners, send continuous signals about their stretch and tension, informing your brain of the precise angle and position of each limb. All this intricate data, these countless quiet whispers from within, are then harmoniously woven together by your brain, often in tandem with the visual information streaming in from your eyes, to construct a complete, coherent understanding of where you are, how you are moving, and how your body is poised within the world. The profound importance of this quiet sense was beautifully illuminated by the brilliant neuroscientist Oliver Sacks in his captivating book, The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat. He recounted the poignant story of a patient named Christina, who through a cruel twist of fate, a viral infection in her spine, tragically lost her proprioception, her body's inner sense of movement and position. Imagine, dear listener, the profound disorientation. After this loss, Christina found herself unable to walk, her legs no longer obeying her will, not because they were paralyzed, but because her brain had lost its silent connection to them, its internal map. She couldn't control the volume of her voice, or manipulate and grasp objects with any precision. Her world became a silent, confusing void of disconnected sensation. Christina, with immense courage and quiet determination, eventually made a partial recovery, but it was a recovery born out of an extraordinary reliance. She learned to function, not by regaining her proprioception, but by meticulously, painstakingly, and entirely relying on visual information. For example, to grasp a fork and eat, she had to visually guide her hand, watching every millimeter of its approach. And then, once she had made contact, she had to grip the fork with such intense, painful force that her hands would turn white. It was the only way her brain could confirm that she was indeed holding the object, compensating for the silent absence of her internal sense. As Oliver Sacks gently observed, Christina was able to forge a possible life, yes, but not a normal one. This quiet, profound story underscores how vital the combined symphony of our body's internal sense and our visual input is for the ordinary, effortless functioning of our lives. Now, with this quiet understanding, let us gently bring our thoughts back to the notion of classic invisibility, to the idea of being unseen, yet, crucially, also being unable to see your own body. Imagine, dear listener, the disorienting echoes of Christina's experience, but reversed. She lost her internal sense, and then had to rely entirely on sight. You, as an invisible being, would have your internal sense, your proprioception, intact, but you would be profoundly deprived of the visual feedback from your own body. Think of the simplest actions. Imagine trying to descend a flight of stairs, each step a potential miscalculation. If you could not see your own feet, your brain would receive the quiet signals of your muscles and joints, knowing your feet were there. But without the visual confirmation, the sense of depth, placement, and stability would be profoundly compromised. You would be relying solely on a feeling, a vague internal map, to navigate a world that requires precise visual calibration. Imagine trying to manipulate an object, to pick up a delicate cup, or to button a shirt, with absolutely zero visual input of your own hands, your own fingers. It would be an exercise in quiet, frustrating fumbling, a constant struggle against an unseen, intangible barrier. You would be present, yet profoundly absent to yourself. This quiet disconnect would make the simplest acts of daily life into monumental challenges. Just walking down a familiar street, a task so effortless we barely give it thought, would become an arduous, confusing ordeal. No, people wouldn't be able to see your body, a body that would feel eerily disconnected and ungrounded, but you yourself wouldn't be able to see where your body was in space either. You would stumble, you would bump gently into unseen obstacles, perhaps brushing against other people, causing quiet confusion and surprise. All the while you would feel the subtle chill of exposure, a quiet discomfort, and a deep, pervasive sense of disorientation. It would be a profoundly lonely, frustrating, and dare we say, miserable experience. The grand power of invisibility, instead of feeling empowering, would leave you feeling profoundly vulnerable, lost and ineffective. So as we gently bring our contemplation to a close, let us softly summarize the true scientific landscape of invisibility. Why wouldn't you truly desire this classic superpower, the ability to simply disappear? The quiet truth is that it would not make you feel superpowered at all. Quite the contrary. It would likely leave you feeling profoundly diminished. You would find yourself either utterly blind, enveloped in a silent darkness, or navigating the world as a disembodied pair of eyes, a peculiar and unsettling sight. You would be perpetually cold, exposed, and vulnerable, as your very being would require you to shed all clothing and personal effects. The constant quiet radiation of your body heat would render you completely visible to anyone equipped with widely available thermal imaging technology, making true stealth an illusion. And perhaps most significantly, without the crucial visual information that your brain seamlessly integrates with your internal movement sense, your proprioception, the simple, graceful acts of moving, interacting, and existing in the world would become, at best, a source of deep frustration, and at worst, utterly impossible. The dream of going out of sight, of truly vanishing, would in fact drive you not merely from the view of others, but perhaps, quietly, gently, from your own sense of self. It would detach you from the very feedback loops that allow you to function, to feel grounded, and to navigate your existence with ease and grace. True invisibility, when we consider it calmly and scientifically, reveals itself not as a gateway to freedom, but as a path to profound isolation and sensory deprivation. And so, dear listener, as these thoughts softly settle, let them encourage you to appreciate the quiet, wondrous miracle of your own visible presence in the world. The gentle light that allows you to see, the silent dance of photons that defines your form, the intricate senses that guide your every movement. These are the true superpowers granted to you every moment of your waking life. There is no need to vanish, no need to disappear. Instead, you are perfectly, wonderfully present. Now, as the last echoes of our story fade, allow yourself to sink deeper into the quiet comfort of your surroundings. Feel the gentle support beneath you, the soft stillness in the air around you. Let your breath become slow and even, a quiet rhythm flowing effortlessly through your body. Release any lingering thoughts, any small concerns, and let them float away like gentle clouds in a vast blue sky. Imagine yourself completely relaxed, unbound by worries, free from the need to be anything but perfectly at peace. Close your eyes, if they are not already. Feel the gentle weight of your eyelids, the soft darkness behind them. Allow your whole body to soften, from the tips of your toes to the crown of your head. Release any tension you might be holding in your jaw, your shoulders, your hands. Let every muscle surrender, growing heavy and still. You are safe, you are warm, you are utterly at peace. Drift now into a deep and restorative sleep. You let the quiet mysteries of the universe and the gentle exploration of our own human experience guide you into dreams of serenity and calm. May your rest be profound, and may you awaken feeling refreshed, renewed, and completely at ease. Good night, dear listener. Rest well.